Oh shit.
We're already live. So, to everybody that's coming in, we're just waiting on this meeting to start.
Yeah, a couple minutes early. Stephanie Coca represent. Got her name all big and stuff up there. It's not the town of Aguilar. It's Stephanie Coca now. It's her town. $30 an hour. She be running the shit. Hell yeah. We're supposed to start here at 6, so. Question everything. Good to see you.
Keyword supposed to. Keyword supposed to.
That looks better. What's up, Gail? Good to see you. Stephanie Coca. Running shit. What's up, John Denicola? We are live on these YouTube streets. We're waiting on
folks.
Stephanie Coca to start this meeting up. Good to see you here.
Thanks for having me.
They had a workshop a little bit ago, but now it's supposed to be on to the special meeting. I'm not
Executive session first.
Yeah, I don't know what's special about it, but
they going into executive session right off the bat. I have a feeling a board member is going to get his rear end handed to him.
No, not right off the bat. From what the agenda says, that's in new. That's going to be in the new. But they did have a proposed budget done during the workshop.
Yeah, it should be super short.
At 5 o'clock.
Shouldn't be a long meeting at all, I wouldn't think.
Right.
And the executive.
No, it's just the call to order, your Pledge of Allegiance, and then they got a bid for hauling the playground equipment, the Main Street light quotes, and the fence for the town lots by the baseball field. And then they're supposed to be going into executive session. Now, I don't know if A, B, and C are supposed to be handled in the executive session as well, but yeah.
Yeah, but they have to list what the executive session is for, right? So they can't just, like, they would have to say executive session regarding this matter. You know what I mean?
I now call this special meeting of October 14th, 2025 to order.
To order.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mayor Pro Tem Bodino, Mr. Rojas, Ms. Gowda here, Mr. McCullough, Mr. Bourne, Mr. Cahill. I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor and Felix.
Approval of the agenda.
I thought you were going to make an adjustment to the agenda.
Which one? A?
Yeah.
To remove, under old business, bids for hauling playground equipment. To, make a change to remove that from old business.
Since we're wanting to remove it again, I guess basically is tabling it,
No, I said to move it.
so we're not doing the playground equipment anymore.
No,
Thank you.
so for those of you that don't know, the building has been sold and apparently whoever bought it is gonna keep the playground equipment.
So then I motion to accept the agenda with the change of removing bids for hauling playground equipment under old. Old news for, the agenda for October 14, 2025.
So they took the playground equipment off the agenda, period.
Mayor Pro Tem Martino,
Yes.
Mr. Broughers,
Yes.
Ms. Gilman, yes, Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trudeau.
Yes.
Under old, item B, Main Street lights quote.
On this quote, I noticed it came from Ken Torres. And it seems like the contract we signed with him was for the augmentation pump. And reading this, it looks like, he's the actual contractor or lead person on this. So again, I asked last time, do we have an additional contract with him other than the one for the augmentation pump? Maybe you didn't hear me. I'm asking if there's more than one
Want to
contract.
know who are you talking to?
Well, whoever can answer the question.
No.
Is there more than one contract with Ken Torres or Diamond Enterprises with the town of Bangor?
And Torres was looking into the lighting with San Isabel. And it's a part of his contract with the town of Bangor.
This has nothing to do with the augmentation fund, so let me rephrase the question. Is there more than one contract with Ken Torres and the town of Bangor? I know one of them is for the augmentation pond. That's what the council voted for.
It's the same contract and it says, and as needed. And then also the board voted him to be, the building inspector. And also on that contract, he will do certain things for the town, and that's what he's doing. Is he was trying to get us free lighting, and that's why he went to San Isabel trying to get us a donation from them so that the board, the town would not have to pay for.
Okay, in the paperwork that I picked up, there was no copy of the contract, but originally the idea of redoing his contract was because of that one line of as needed, because the board, or I believe,
So what is it that you would like us to do?
answer a question truthfully.
I am answering your question. What would you like us to do? Would you like us to scrap this
and then tell San Isabel that we do not want a donation? Is that what you would like us to do?
Are we paying this man for this report?
I don't know. We'll see if he bills us.
I just like to know the position we're in with, Ken Torres and.
Why is it, okay, explain to me, what is it with Mr. Torres that bothers you?
Why is she
so
not
much?
answering the question?
Because that seems to be something that comes out from you a lot.
Nothing with Ken Torres. What bothers me a lot is I don't have an understanding of what he is contracted to do. The last contract was supposed to involve the augmentation fund. This has nothing to do.
Well,
with
I thought the
augmentation.
contract said whatever was assigned to him to do, and I have explained that to the board.
Okay.
There's some things that I can't do, or Stephanie doesn't do, that can do for us, and so being that he's a paid employee at the time when he does these things, then he can get them done for the town of Baylor.
Then can I get a copy of the contract he has?
How many copies do we have to give these? Yeah,
Give
she'll
these-
get,
give these
she'll
what?
get
Give
you one,
these what?
she'll get.
Go
you one.
ahead with it. Say something. Give these what? Last time
Okay,
I was
so
told I
let's
was out
move
of my
on.
mind.
Are we going to, did all of you have a chance to read this?
From the lady,
Yeah.
I think so. Is there one of these that is from San Isabel?
So I believe San Isabel got both of these quotes. One is from, Pueblo West, what was the name of that company?
Empower.
Empower?
Empower. So that one, after the rebates that San Isabel will give us for the light, is gonna be 970765. The other one, JAR, out of Levita Walsenburg, they didn't send a breakdown like, Empower did, but I don't know, it looks like that would probably be roughly 1,100 and $11,800.
Sorry, Stephanie, which one is that?
The one for Keystone.
Still?
Yeah, that one will be roughly 11,800 after rebates, and the first one will be 9707. Both of these have 5-year warranties on the light bulbs and everything, I believe. What did I see? There's a 5-year warranty. Yeah, so on page 2, it does show that they have 5-year warranties.
What is this amount listed up here on the top?
That's before the rebate, it's called 79276. So in the email, he said after the rebate, it would be 11,800 roughly for that one. The first one, no, that's okay. The first one from Empower is going to be 9707 after the rebates. And then we did have the original one from Affordable HVAC, which was 9,445. You guys had looked at this a couple months back. And there's no warranty on this one at all, so.
Yeah, it does say no warranty.
Did we get any word on San Isabel if they're gonna,
So I applied for a donation to San Isabel, and I believe I did, a third of the cost, so $3,000. We haven't heard if we got a donation or not, but they were supposed to take it to their board meeting.
I think it's like the third Thursday, I believe, of the month that they have their meeting. So then they do their donations then.
why don't we table this till we find out from them and see if
They get
they
a
give us a
donation.
donation?
Yeah. So that they won't pay for the whole cost. So best case, they're gonna give us a $3,000 donation.
Well, that's better than
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did someone mention what warranty do they have?
So it's out of years, 5 years, yeah. So basically, San Isabel is the one who contacted these two companies to get the quotes.
So do we want to table this until we hear?
So is there, excuse me,
I'm sorry.
is there, did I understand you right? Is there a possibility that San Isabel's gonna knock off $3,000?
So they might give us a donation. So San Isabel isn't gonna do any of the work. They reached out to these two contractors that they use, and that's where the quotes came from. So you can decide on a quote And then if we get the donation, it'll knock off 3,000. You could table it. And then if we get a donation, decide. If we don't get a donation, you may not want to get it at all, so.
So this one would be 64. That one there would be 6 with the donation, but no warranty.
Or warranty.
That's the whole thing.
So if we got the donation, I mean, that we could apply that to whatever.
I think so, yes. We don't have.
Yeah, because it's a donation, so it would be,
One of their,
no, but the thing is that these two come with the donation and that one doesn't.
With the warranty.
I mean, the warranty after, and I'm saying, and then the donation of 3,000. So that would bring this one down a lot to 64.
And when will we have,
But no warranty, that's the only thing.
their meeting is, I believe, the third Thursday of the month, so, Ken did say that they were, having the meeting sometime within the next few weeks, just to make sure I got them all the information. I just sent some stuff on previous donations we had gotten, so I don't know the exact date, but I think it was the third Wednesday or third Thursday of the month. Second, so next week, yeah, roughly next week, we would hopefully know. Or the week after, sorry.
Right, and this comes from Ryan, and he's with, he's with San Isabel.
Yep, right.
So he sent Ken this information here on the donation and stuff. So I think you would be in our good, in the best, the table until our regular board meeting.
Yes. Then we would have a regular board meeting. Hopefully after.
Motion to table, under old item B.
Before we table it, I just would like to have an answer if I could get a copy of the contract.
Yeah, she'll get you one, I said.
Thank you.
Now, can we get a motion?
I'll make motion to table it.
I second it. Roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Bodino,
Yes.
Mr. Rojas.
Yes.
Ms. Galna. Yes. Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trujillo.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to old fence for town lots by baseball field. Mr. Barajas?
Well, I really hate to bring up anything on money on that, but we have to put a stop to it somehow. I mean, there's still, we put a little fence up on one side, but they're coming around the other side and this, that. We're paying to take all the trash out and they're sneaking it back in, so the only thing we're gonna have to do is put a fence up. That's, now, I heard that Mr. Avila has the fence. How much, I don't know.
He said he has, is it 1,000 feet? 1,000 feet for $5,000, I believe he said, and that comes with a gate. And I think the big thing about this ball, where that field, and that was a part of that playground equipment, was to turn it into, something that the community can use instead of everybody dumping. And that was the purpose of having that cleanup day, was because we wanted the trash removed and we can start cleaning it up. And so we had gotten that playground equipment. We could have started, building that field there. And so then people are saying that we're trying to make it, useful for the community instead of a dump site. So I guess one of the things that Mr. Romero and Rich, when he was here, and a couple of other people have brought up is, to start trying to fence it. So it's we had a call the other day when I was here where this lady called and she said somebody was there dumping again. You know, and they have like on Romero Street, as you drive in that direction towards the football field, it's blocked off, but that didn't matter. They took it down anyway, correct?
Well, somebody went through there down.
They did. And then
But now
they're going around the other way. I don't know the name of that street. Is it Wooten? So they went on Wooten and then came back around and it's still done. So I think the only way would be to completely fence it off. So they're not able to, and still put our cameras up.
Is there any way we could get an estimate from fence company?
I asked Gary Mestis if he would be interested in doing it, and giving us the quote. That's what he does. That's his business. And every time I see him, he said, have you heard anything? And I said, we're gonna be talking about it, Gary. And so if you would like, I can have it. Number one, I need to know what you want done.
Well, I got the measurements for that.
For the whole field? Oh, I don't know.
Gary, get a hold of you.
No,
Excuse me?
no,
Too quick?
But if you did, I'll take all three.
yeah, I'll take it on if you want me to.
Just put it in the.
I think she can advertise and just put a bid for,
So I just, if you've got all the information, would you like to share it with him or no?
Well, yeah, I'd love, yeah, I'll start
that's
with
where
you.
he's asking you, you say no.
Yeah, and I said, oh,
No.
I said, no, I couldn't, but
Well, if we're gonna go with that material that aguilar has, we have to get an inventory of what he has and how much.
Would have a, so,
Leo,
Deal.
Leo, he told us the other day, he said, I was in here and I think Frank was in here and he said that he had fence, we were talking about that, about the field. He said, I have, he said, chain link fence. He said, I have 1,000, I think is what he told us.
1,000 feet.
1,000 feet of chain link fence and the gate.
Okay, how high is it?
I think he
He said
said 6
6.
feet. I think he said 6
I
feet.
thought he said 6.
So in
1,000.
the ad, can't you just put the measurements in the ad? So that if they already know what it is?
1,600 and something.
Yeah, so Bruce measured, but I think Bruce just did 2 sides and not the whole thing. Are we just gonna do the 2 sides?
Well,
or are we
because
doing the
on the frontage by the road, there's
There's the old culvert.
yeah, nobody,
All we have to do is clean that out and they ain't gonna go through that.
right, that's why we just need the 2
Yeah,
sides.
right in there. If we clean it out a little bit, cause it's about, I say it's about 3 feet deep and it's lined with rock and everything.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
they won't get in on this side. The only one is way back there by, St. Taz's.
And it looks like we still owe Robbie, I guess he's the one cleaning it out for 4 loads. And if, dump material, if we keep paying that, eventually it's going to equal to the price of putting the fence up.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, you have to do something someplace, you have to put a stop to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, but, first we have to check how much fence he's got. You know what I mean? And what material, how much do we put on each side or whatever? The other side, this side has that lining and that ditch. The other side has the ballpark. So there ain't, if we get the 2 sides pretty well fixed up, because the other way they have to go all the way into the football field up on this side. But, see how much material he has.
well, we're gonna need a little bit over 3,000 feet.
Well,
And he's got 1,000.
Just one side is 1,637 feet, 17 inches, something like that. I can't remember the
I
exact.
have done that. My question is, so if we buy this fencing from Leo, who's going to install it? I mean, if we got a bid from somebody and to just put the fence up, the material and all, but I mean, if we buy this fence,
And we not me.
What if we just take the bids for the entire job and then offer to whoever gives the bid, the 1,000 foot of fence for the price he's asking? Let them buy it.
We gotta see the condition of that fence too.
Sure.
Yeah, we got it.
And
Yeah,
so, with the
we gotta see
contractor,
it.
because the contractor would be the one responsible for the work. And again, we pay so much to have the stuff hauled out of there that gets dumped there. And it's not safe for the kids to be able to have access to it at all. So there's not much other option than to put the fence up. Financially, maintenance wise, it's a good deal. But we should step out of the contractor's business, just let him make the deal with Leo to get the fence.
I think the board should just make a motion to place an ad in the newspaper on Friday to go out looking for, fencing for that field.
What if, like Gerald suggested, we call fencing companies to see what they price it at?
We can start by getting the price from Gary. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the business he's in, and we can advertise it. If you'd like to do that, that's fine too. You know, the more the merrier. I mean, you know,
Yes, to be fair, we should get 3 bids. I don't know your.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's do a motion to,
Well, we should
advertise on Friday.
The motion, we put an ad in the paper, but I also suggest that we put the measurements in so that they know what it is, what they're looking at, how they're doing the job. And everybody's in agreement, we're just doing 3 sites. I mean,
2
not the
sides, I
whole
would
thing,
say.
or 2 sites.
Yeah, because that culvert, if nobody's gonna drive across that.
The one by the road, Romero, and then the other side as much as we can.
Yeah, and us taking the measurement, to me, that's really a good thing. But also, we should let the contractor make his own measurements, because they're the ones responsible for covering the whole area.
yeah, some, I mean, you got knowledge of it, you know, it would make arrangements for them to meet with you and you go show them.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
You can do that.
yeah, just have them give me a call or
Yeah.
call Steph and Steph will get a hold of me and
Right.
let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, let's, motion to advertise for fence.
Motion to take bids.
Second,
Roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Bodino,
Yes.
Mr. Barajas,
Yes.
Ms. Galvin. Yes. Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trill,
yes.
and sorry.
Sorry, it's not voting.
I always want to call you out.
Under new business, executive session. I would entertain a motion to enter into executive session.
It's a trap. Don't do it.
What's up, Brandon? What's up, Oklahoma?
Station on October 14th, 2005. Consider personnel matters pursuant to CRS 24-6-402. Parentheses 4. Parentheses, yeah. That right?
Straight down.
Wow.
I think that was it. Second to go into executive session.
Second.
Did that help?
Yes.
Oh, snap.
All in favor?
I.
The following members will be in executive session: Mayor and Seniors, Mayor Pro Tem Bodino, Mr. Barajas, Ms. Gowna, Mr. Thorne, Mr. Trujillo, Mr. McCullough, absent, and Ms. Coca. Okay, if you'll leave the room, we are now going into executive session.
Lock the door.
Yep.
Picture steel bars in front of that face, folks. You may see it.
Click clink. You people, did you see the back chat there?
The back chat where? What happened? The private chat?
Yeah. It's like a treasure hunt. Well, guys, also since we're here with Aguilar, I just wanted to bring up to mention that a couple of their students have been diagnosed with hand, foot, and mouth disease. So beware of that. Please remind your children to wash their hands often and stay home if they show any signs of illness. Okay. As far as the school staff, I think they're going to throw some Aguilar water on it. That shit kills anything. So I think that might be the goal there. You know, what do you think, John? Hand, foot, and mouth disease? Hopefully they get it in check. Luckily, it's not really a great big school, I don't think, so should be easy enough to get in check. But yeah, so that's the Aguilar meeting. There ain't really shit to come back for on the agenda. That was a special meeting. So yeah. Yeah, special meeting. So, and the main thing is I guess they wanted to spend 10 grand on like the beginning setups of a park or something like that. They got the equipment donated from someplace up the way, and it was just a big controversy kind of. So because it was kind of in a flood zone, and like they were just talking about all these people dumped their trash and shit there and everything, and then the mayor's like, oh, we should put a park there. That'll stop them from dumping trash and everything else. And like people go out there and have bonfires lighting on these big old fucking piles of wood and shit, like and it used to be kind of like a small lake at one point in time back then. So they took the higher ground of that and used it and put in a baseball field, and then they were just talking about putting in a park in that lower area, which, like personally, I think to make it ADA compliant would have been a nightmare. But what do I know? But
well, I want to know why they tabled the equipment. I mean, when are they supposed to have that playground put up for those kids over there?
I thought I heard them say remove it. Remove it.
Well, yeah, remove it from the agenda for tonight. Or are they just removing it altogether?
Altogether, I thought. I was under the understanding that it just got like squashed, like they're not going to do it there. But they are going to put up the fence still because people are dumping shit there. What they're going to use that area for in the future still is undetermined, it sounded like to me. That's why she was saying, well, yeah, maybe, we should have put in the park because that would have incorporated it with the fence and blase blee. Well, I don't think that's the way it is. But did you see that other meeting? They got the police up there right now.
I'm working on it. Give me 1 second.
Kind of
and stuff. I mean, we're doing a lot of talking up here about it today, but what can we do to help those people? Is there other cities or
Look at Gary.
that have established something like that, like an ongoing community program that
It starts with that Red Ribbon Week with the kids in the school and the education and,
Cameras
and
broke, huh?
leaving an open door to those in need to come and speak to, whether it be law enforcement or us. I can speak from personal experience. I was an addict. I've seen rehab. I've fought it myself. You can come out the other end. I'm sitting here as proof.
Yeah.
So
you have to have the willingness, right?
you have to be willing to do it,
Fortunately,
and it's not easy,
yeah.
but it's doable.
And there are a lot of resources in this community and stuff like that that are here to help you. Peer 404, is that
404?
That's in
I
Lahana,
don't know
but
why
there's
they're
one
OBS.
here. Or is that the one
I
here?
can see it
Peer
fine
here?
on
Okay, so
Facebook.
for Valleywide, and we've got some wonderful local people who have been through that are there to help you. And I know there's a lot of stigma going around about our new the Osborne here in town, but that is going to be another resource for a lot of things in this community that are going to help people get through this on the other side. It is not
This is Rocky Ford, Colorado
a
here.
homeless shelter. It is there to help people overcome obstacles and come through on the other side better than they are yesterday. So, take advantage of the resources that we have in this community. I know we all aren't the biggest fan of Valleywide and stuff like that, but they do offer a lot of services that are very beneficial to this community. So take advantage of those things that we have. There are people up here that are willing to help you, come to any one of us. Please come to Stacy. One of us at the city are going to be willing to move towards that next step and help you with resources. And before even going to there's Tri-County Family Care Center, there's just so many things around to help you. So don't think that there are things here in this community that are here to help you.
I'd like to add a little something to that, and maybe if I don't know if you'd be able to, anybody can answer if they, but the comment, the Osborne, the Pure Store, they're on Highway 50 West, across from Loaf and Jug. That's where they're located, but they're also getting, my understanding, have a satellite office in the Osborne.
Correct.
And all the stories going around the Osborne is going to be a temporary rehab for the homeless and drug addicted. I had the opportunity 2 or 3 weeks ago. I volunteer a lot, small town project at the commodities, the food I call commodities. There was a gentleman in there, and I'd have to say he was 70 years old, walking with the cane. His wife stayed in the car. She was driving. And he was really excited because he come in. I don't know if he recognized me or I'm bad with names and faces, but he sure didn't look like a drug addict. His wife, I met her later, didn't look like a drug addict, and they were both excited because they both have been accepted to the Osborne. They did tell me they've been homeless, living in their car, and that they have to go to part of parking lot because the police don't bother them there. But so as far as all the stories I've been hearing about the Osborne being negative with the homeless, these people were homeless. They didn't appear to be any kind of drugs involved with me. So it's not just the drug people that are going to be at the Osborne. It's going to look like a good cause there. The questions I would have with the Narcan, where can people get that? We have it at the Small Town Project. There's places that give it out free. I just don't know where.
I have one at the chamber as well.
We got the chamber. And then I understand it's like with CPR, if you administer it, you can't be sued for using it if you administer it to somebody. And then is there a limit on number of dosages you can give somebody?
So we'll, I can't
City
speak
attorney.
for the attorney, but
Good
I believe
Samaritan
that
law, I
falls under the
believe.
Good Samaritan
Samaritan,
law.
yeah.
And there's a provision into Colorado state statute that permits a lay person to provide that to a person they reasonably believe is in immediate need of that. But I don't want to step on our attorney's toes.
No, that's my understanding as well, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't go using it for no reason, though. It's not exactly like, it's not going to make you
Doesn't do
feel
anything.
good. It's not a
Well,
good thing.
It's just for what I've been
Yeah.
told is that if you suspect somebody is laying there, they're out.
Yeah,
You
it's-
suspect
Yeah.
drugs, go ahead and administer it.
So
Yeah.
I'm actually got my certification as an instructor in Narcan. So I can tell you that you want to give it to a person that appears to be in respiratory distress, that's maybe unconscious or may have used a narcotic or something, and they're having difficulty breathing, they're not breathing, something like that. from the training that I went to, there are no contraindications, meaning that if you accidentally gave it to somebody that you didn't mean to give it to, it should not hurt them. That is based on the training that I went to. What it's designed to do, in effect, is block the opioid receptors in the brain. And that should stop the drug from affecting the respiratory system, depending on how much they've used, how long it's been since they've used, stuff like that. I've personally used it on people. I know other officers that have used it on people. The ambulance has used it on people. It's a good tool to try to save lives. To answer your other question, where do we get it from? I know that the health department people, the ambulance has used it on people. It's a good tool to try to save lives. To answer your other question, where do we get it from? I know that the health department provides it for law enforcement, but that may be a good avenue to at least get information onto where to get it for community members.
I got mine from them at the fair. So that's how I acquired one for the
fair. Sent me home with a whole bag.
Yeah. They had them on the health department table at the fair.
So that's a great question, Mr. Mullins. What's the shelf life? They'll actually have the expiration on the box. If I recall correctly, I believe it's 1 to 2 years. But if I remember correctly from the training, it does not react well with cold temperatures. So you don't want to leave it in the car during the winter time. You don't want to put it in a freezer, refrigerator, etc. It's got a specific operating temperature that you want to try to keep it between so you can keep the potency of the medicine.
Yeah, and I know we keep some because we care for an elderly person that's she needs high doses of opioids just to stay alive, but she's so small and the doses are so high, we're always worried, something's going to happen, so we keep that around for her. But yeah, so if someone you love, for sure, or even if it's just like where you are in your life or your community, you see this happen, carry it with you. You might save somebody's life.
I also put out a plug. I know that we lost the co-responder program with Valleywide, and that was a wonderful program that bridged the gap between not just mental health, but substance abuse treatment and law enforcement. That was such a great program. We miss it. If there are people in this community that are ready to get help, they can come to us and tell us they're ready to get help, and we can help plug them into a substance abuse treatment center. We have 2 in the Arkansas Valley, one in Los Animas, which is Rosada, and we've also got the RAC in La Junta as well. So we have those options there. And then if family members have questions about how to get family members into these treatment facilities, they can come talk to us, and we can help them navigate those paths as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. And I think that's a perfect segue. Have someone else joining us tonight. But so went and talked with Peer 404 because the peer model, the peer support model, is I think probably the most effective way of getting someone to take that step. While that is always there and available, it's probably not always the easiest choice for someone to go and ask for help from one of our officers or even one of the fire or medic staff. So peers are often the people that they trust turning to. So that peer model is, really the way to, get those touches with people. And, what it is, it's hoping that on one of those touches, that's going to be the day that they're going to make that choice, because it's all going to be a personal choice. They have to be willing to make that change. But, continuing to try to bring them closer, you build that trust, build that rapport, until that one day when they decide, that they want help, and then being able to connect them to those resources. So Peer 404 is there. They do provide that harm reduction. They do provide all those services. They want to connect people to the resources in the community, mental health, behavioral health, substance abuse support, housing, food insecurity, whatever it is, education, workforce. But, they want people to come there and feel comfortable coming to them. There's different things that Peer 404, Southeast Health Group, and now Valleywide have done to continue trying to get the people who are going to need the help to come through that door. So, none of them were going to be able to come tonight to talk about their program, but we do have a community member, just a private citizen with lived experience that also wanted to kind of share, some of that experience. And, I think what this speaks to is that we do have others in our community who, can be one of those ones to pull someone in to, get that help and connect to the right resources. So if you want to come on up, just a brief intro.
Good evening. I'm Thomas Smith, local business owner, just a blue collar man, but I've got some real experience. I spent 21 years of my 45 years in prison in Texas, 9 years of it in segregation for gang relation, for gang affiliation. I mean, it's tough to stand here right now and tell y'all that I enjoyed it, because I didn't. But in the prison life, you either have two choices. You either go into a gang or you die in prison. And like I said, I spent 21 years there. So I guess me publicly standing here is announcing any of my ties with any of it, any affiliation with it of it. It sickens me now to see what it does to life, how short it can make life, how much it can steal from life. I've got a daughter. She's here in Rocky. I'm involved with her. Like I said, my sister have a business here in town. I work a normal everyday job. I'm an addict as well. Months clean and sober. It's a hard step. It's not easy. You can't surround yourself who are the like-minded of that. If you do, other flock together. It's your choice. But if it's not like you said, Mr. Martinez, if it's not there, people don't just decide to use the way they use. It might be after a breakup, a loss. It could be anybody in this room's kid. It could be somebody giving it to kids or one of your grandchildren. That fast, I protective of my daughter now. I don't let her go to the park by herself. I don't let her play with older kids because I know it's simple that it can be fentanyl's a killer. It's one time. How many cops, how many police, firemen have been killed by just touching and picking it up, by inhaling it? A simple life's law. If somebody doesn't go home to their children at night because of something that has nothing to do with them. So, if it's not available in the community, me and Dwayne talked about it, it's not possible. There's got to be some kind of something that these kids can go to. Somebody they can go to. If they can't go to mom and dad, they have to have somebody available to say, hey, man, I'm having problems at home. Or my mom and dad are on drugs and I don't feel safe. They're scared to, because then the community is going to automatically take away from their parents. I've been there and done that, seen that. I've watched my child be ripped away by CPS because of my own personal drug use. It's not an easy choice. It is not a simple choice. You don't wake up one day and say, hey, I want to be sober. You either have to want to, or you just don't do it at all. If there's nothing, then there's nothing these kids can rely on. The safety in the neighborhood, the gang stuff. Like I said, I went to prison. I spent 9 years in segregation by myself, 24 hours a day. 9 years of a 14-year sentence. I got a college degree. I have a master's in theology, faith, and psychology. I bettered myself. Then I came right back out. The gang life drew me right back in. I spent another 7 years. Another 7 years of my life lost. I missed my 20s and almost all my 30s. It's just one, it was one bad choice. That's all it takes. And anybody in this room, any mother, any father, it could be your child tomorrow. They could be by the wrong person and something happened. They could either live, die, go to prison, get hooked on drugs. It's not something this community needs. I don't want my little girl to do it. I don't want my little girl to ever be hurt, shot by a stray bullet, endangered by somebody who hands her drugs and tells her try it and she takes it one time and dies. It is, and the gang life is a cancer. It pollutes everything, and it doesn't care what age you are. It doesn't care what race you are. It doesn't care if your mom's rich or dad's rich. A little backstory, my dad's been in business in the oil field for 45 years. My mom was a school teacher. I ended up in prison for 14 years of my life, right out of high school. But like I said, I stand here today telling y'all the gang life, I hate it. I despise it. I don't like bullies. I don't want my child being bullied. I don't want anybody's child being bullied. But y'all are here, y'all are available, like you told the chief. If y'all can make it happen, man, I'm asking y'all myself, make it happen. Something where my little girl can go, where she can be with kids of a like mind. The boxing, the Boys and Girls Club, 404 is not a group for children. You know, you have a lot of addicts. There are a lot of people who, like I said, I'm an addict, who make bad choices. Some people do bad things to kids. Some people hurt children. Some people just make bad choices, period. They need to be surrounded with like-minded people that have their best interest at heart, that want to see them succeed. You know, we need to progress instead of digress. So I just wanted to tell you all that it's crazy that the law enforcement has rules to go by because the gang doesn't. You think that the police force is trained? These people in gangs are trained to do whatever it takes to get the job done necessary. The chief has to follow certain guidelines. He can't just walk out in the street and shoot somebody because he suspects he's a gang member, but they can shoot him because they think he's a cop. Where's the fairness in that? So if it's not provided, it can't be, it can't help if it's not provided. Like I said, people, I don't want to go to a therapist that's never been in trouble. I don't want to go to somebody that doesn't understand my background. There are people in the world that look at you and say,
I'm kind of confused. I looked at the
my
agenda and I think this
But you can
is
ask
the
that little girl with
denouncing
Benedict
drugs
Shorty
and
to tell you me.
alcohol
Because I'm
or,
involved, because I made
stuff
a
like
choice, I made a
that
conscious choice.
on the
Get
agenda.
sober, be
And
vigilant, get a job.
I don't
My
know.
sister
Do
in
you
business,
get
we're
like
doing the best we
unlimited
can,
time
and
to
I mean, that's all
talk
you can do is wake up every
on
day.
certain
I mean,
subjects?
just as a citizen of this town, as a citizen of Rocky Ford, Colorado, anywhere.
Yeah,
And I'm just
it's
asking y'all, put it in
series
mind that we need something so the kids can
2025
have somewhere to go, some
denouncing
programs for
gang
them,
violence and
something
drug
that can change
use.
their life so they don't end up like I did.
I think
Appreciate
that's where we're at on their
Congratulations
agenda.
on
I'd
your
like to thank you for-
successes, and thanks for sharing that with us.
Thank you for standing up and speaking. Like I was telling the youngins earlier, that's a really hard thing for a person to get up and speak. I'm old school. I like the eye contact. And you did a good job with the eye contact going around and being able to listen to you. I apologize earlier when I went walking by you. Hello, Robert. And I should have stopped right then and said hello. I'm bad with, I apologize for not stopping and saying hello back. And I still don't know your name. But thank you. So, and the 404, like you're right, it's not a place for kids, but, and I do have some extra cards if anybody needs a card. But, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, man.
Is this something that we vote on? I don't know what a series 2025 is.
On that 401,
Yeah, so this
404,
one
I'd
we-
like to just go ahead and do a little shout out there at 957 Swink Avenue here in Rocky Ford. Phone number 719-363-1586. And it says they're open Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. I know people that go there, sometimes they have meals, they can feed them a meal. Allowed to do showers several times a week, and do your laundry once or twice a week, phone calls, computer stuff. So it's a good resource for them.
Thanks, Travis.
So this
We just
one,
need a
this one,
motion.
yeah, this one is a resolution, so we will vote on it, and, to approve. But on this, one of the things that I want to say is, a resolution, this is us taking an official stance as a legislative body, as the city of Rocky Ford. So I hope this is really the beginning, because what we're hearing and what we know is that there really hasn't been much effort from the city of Rocky Ford to fight this. Everything has been reactive. Our police's, the way that we've resourced police, hasn't been what it should. So, that has changed over the years. And we want to continue that, making sure that they have the resources on the prevention side, but then also, on post, crime. But the other part of that, on the prevention is the city, as far as the services that we provide, there really isn't much else that we play into that. So it's really the supporting organizations, our faith-based organizations, our community organizations, our school, they're the ones who have the programming. I would say, I guess, aside from Parks and Rec and library, so that's, I guess, where we do have those, that programming opportunity. So, for me, I really see this as a good starting point for putting our resources where our mouth is. So thank you, Councilman Martinez, for bringing this resolution. And I hope this is, the beginning of us, beginning to, really fund programming that is going to help with prevention, reduce gang involvement, that intervention there, and address, substance use in our community. So, we'll do what we can as a city, and, also be looking to look for additional funding outside, state and federal, like it says. So yeah, look for a motion on this one.
I'll make a motion that we approve Series 2025 resolution denouncing gang violence and drug use in the city of Rocky Ford.
Seconded. Go ahead.
It's a popular
We
one.
got.
I don't know. Do I get a second my own?
Yeah, give it to Martinez.
Okay.
Call the vote.
Mullins,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
Barone,
Yes.
Martinez.
Yes.
Mosby,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Gudalay.
Yes. All right, resolution 12. Series
Didn't even say
2025,
resolution on the
a
agenda.
resolution denouncing gang
So
violence
long.
and drug use has been unanimously passed.
Thanks again for our community stepping up and speaking. We really appreciate
Yes,
that.
thank you.
Our next item we have is 11.3, and that is a purchase order submitted by Chief Gonzalez for bunker gear in the amount of $23,772. Stacy, if you'd like to give us some information on that.
Yeah, so this is for the SAFER grant. For some context, the SAFER grant is administered by FEMA, and it stands for Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response. So what it helps with, it helps the volunteer department increase their number of trained firefighters, either by hiring new personnel or supporting the recruitment and retention of volunteers. And its goal is to ensure communities have adequate fire and emergency response protection by meeting minimum staffing standards and achieving 24-hour staffing. So in this, this is to pay for 6 new volunteers to the volunteer program. And the purchase order was coded to capital purchases. There was actually nothing budgeted for capital purchases. So it would have to go to the protective clothing. It is I understand it's a reimbursement program, and so these 6 volunteers will actually get the reimbursement, and then they are to pay the city back. The way this is wrote up, the city would pay for the upfront costs, and the reimbursement will go to the volunteer, and then they're supposed to pay us. So
That's 3750. 3,750 is what you're talking about?
Per volunteer, yeah. So the total amount of the purchase order submitted was $23,772, and because it's over 5,000, I was not going to sign it without council approval. I did explain to Chief that in the past with the GOCO project that we had, that council did approve for me to make purchases on behalf of the grant instead of bringing these individual as they come up or they're over that limit. So I did explain to Chief that, moving forward, that we would need a different process than making the purchase and then submitting the invoice after the fact. So the date on the invoice is 6/25. This gear has already been purchased and delivered. So receiving the PO after the fact.
So when it's all reimbursed, the city's going to be out 1,272?
No, the city will be out, oh, yeah, sorry, the 1,272, sorry.
So that'll be our out-of-pocket cost after we get reimbursed.
After we get reimbursed.
Okay. But we've already put out the 23,000.
We have not paid it. The purchase has been made.
But we have the stuff and we haven't paid the bill.
That's correct.
So the purchase was made before we approved it.
Correct.
How long are we looking before we get reimbursed?
I don't know. I reached out again today and volunteer, and then the volunteer is supposed to pay the city back. And the response was the department gets the reimbursement. So it would go to the volunteers.
All volunteers
And
have
I
signed
don't
off
know-
on this?
I don't know the timeline.
Yeah, would they have any
Would the
legal
volunteers-
obligation? to
Shouldn't there be
re-inspect at
some
that
sort of an
point?
agreement between, it's the assigned agreement between the volunteer department that the city's going to get reimbursed? Yeah, we need something in writing that says we're getting this back.
That's already.
It seems atypical. I've
It's
never
here.
heard of
We
one
haven't
person
sent the
pays
money
and
for
then
it.
some
They
other
didn't ask
person-
us ahead of time to pay for it.
Well, and so I looked into that program, that SAFER program, and from what I understand, speaking with other fire departments and that program's website, is the volunteer themselves is supposed to purchase this because those forms to get the reimbursement reimbursed directly to that volunteer.
Yes.
They're not, and just like she's saying, the email she received, it's that reimbursement sent to that volunteer, and then we have to,
They're
I guess, hope they're supposed to pay us.
Exactly,
So-
that's
so
what I'm
this just
saying.
doesn't sound.
I feel like we need something in
Something
writing.
from each employee, the 6 employees.
This sounds.
Should have
That
to
say
sign
that
off
when
on
they
it.
get that reimbursement, they're going to give it back to us because we have put out that money. We are not in a position to put
Well,
out
we
23
should be able to-
grand.
or can
and
he just pay it as they
risk
get it?
not getting it back.
Why doesn't he just pay it as they get reimbursed? Does it have to be paid by us?
I think it has to be paid before they can get reimbursed. So someone has to pay for it.
Well, because they're supposed to have a canceled check to even give their paperwork to get reimbursed. So yeah, you're right. It's supposed
So
to be
we
paid.
have to, somebody has to pay for it first. So where does that come from?
So how we just get forced to buy something we didn't.
Stacy, do you know if we're on like any sort of time table here? Like if, like we're gonna lose this grant if we don't wait a session to get more information?
I couldn't answer that. That would be a Chief Gonzalez question, and he's out right now, so I apologize.
I mean,
One of the things I could do, Stacy, if you want to kind of give me the information, is I can put together, an agreement between the city and the volunteers just to make sure that the reimbursement is in place. I can kind of look further into the program a little bit too.
I would feel much more comfortable with something that says that they are,
I'm not saying they're not going to reimburse it, but we should have
agreed.
something
I
in
mean,
writing.
and I'm not
Contract's
saying
a
that we don't
contract.
have trustworthy volunteers, but I feel like in our financial situation right now, that it is in our best interest to have something on paper that says we're going to be reimbursed for this.
Oh, that's funny. I thought they had no financial concerns like
We can't be
Aguilar.
making purchases like this ahead of time without approval.
I guess my concern is how did you get in this position to begin with?
The way Chief explained it to me is it's hard to budget for something like this because you don't know from year to year how many new volunteers you're gonna get. So
Understood, but once he decided he was gonna apply for this grant, I mean, if it was really like a real time sensitive thing, council would have called an emergency session. Right.
Well, I mean, all we really were asking is for them to come before before he said, yes, go ahead and make the purchase.
Like clearly we would have done it if it was gonna be 100% reimbursement. but-
Well, I mean.
Basically, in a nutshell, the way the rules and regulations for the city is that anything over 5,000 should have been pre-approved.
Yes, and it
Well,
was
and
not.
normally, again, normally this is not something that a city covers. Normally, this is something that each individual firefighter
Volunteer.
covers and gets reimbursed on their own according to what I can find on the FEMA website.
Okay.
Aside
This is a
from
FEMA grant.
Aside from difficulty of gauging volunteers in advance, was there some other reason why there was a point of confusion about how we handle purchases of this amount, or was he aware that we do this?
all the directors received the purchasing policy, so
And the
But it's
5,000
been
isn't anything
reaffirmed
new.
that this is the
No, it's
way.
nothing.
5,000 is not something new. That has been the purchasing threshold to come to council for.
Changed it.
I think we lowered the department head threshold.
Gotcha.
I think we changed vehicle. I think the only thing we changed on it was
And
the vehicle.
we lowered a few things, but the 5,000 is
Has
not
been there for
something
a
that has
while.
changed. It has always been $5,000. You have to come to council before you make the purchase. Always. That's not anything new.
Did they ever ask for that money?
Chief told me a couple months ago that we would be looking at making some expenses through the SAFER grant. And that was about the extent of it. And then when he brought this PO to me and I saw the date on the invoice, I called and asked, and they said that this gear has already been purchased and delivered.
Are the individual like volunteer, like was there a confusion like, okay, each volunteer is only going to come up to 4,800 so we don't have to do it? Or how many does this cover? Six? So that would be
About
close
$4
to-
grand a piece, just
Or
under.
30, well,
So
it
was
says
maybe,
what they
because that was
incur.
the confusion point.
3750.
Because he was looking at it individually.
The question I would have is, this gear is being purchased for an individual, 6 individuals. So if they leave Rocky Ford Fire District,
Do they own
they
it?
take it with them?
It's theirs.
I would
Because
say
it's like a PPE, it's personal protective equipment.
Oh,
It's all bought to their sizes, their
But it's
specifications.
pretty
they should-
much
they should purchase it
95% covered by a
themselves.
grant, right?
it should be 100% covered by them and the
Well,
grant.
1,200 something to us.
Well, I don't think we should, if it's for them, I mean,
Yeah, well, what I'm getting, it's personal protection, so if they were to leave, it would go with them, but I mean, the grant's paying for it, so.
Except for 1,200.
Bunker gear,
$72.
basically,
So it comes out to
everything that you would
200
need as a firefighter,
$80
like your
a
heavy
piece.
coat, your heavy pants, your
So one of the
boots,
things that
your
I'm-
helmet,
Stuff
stuff like that. That's your bunker gear.
So like this purchase.
So,
is billed
what's-
to the rural
What's
fire
happening is,
protection district.
the chief
So with
is
that,
looking for
you
money
know
to
why
purchase bunker gear
it was built that
for,
way?
I believe,
I
6
believe
firefighters.
whoever I talked to said that they have 2 accounts. One's rural fire protection and one is Rocky Ford Fire Department. As why it was built this way, I couldn't answer that.
But the grant was submitted by City of Rocky Ford Fire Department
Yes.
or by rural?
Chief did it. I don't know the particulars.
because the rule's not even under our purview.
Individual.
So,
It's not gonna be applied as one.
so is it the rural fire district that has their own bank account as a nonprofit, or
Well, I think there's the rule and then there's the
Nonprofit.
FY Hawk Hose Company, and that's actually the volunteer.
the grant would
Yeah,
apply
if they
for
were getting
individually.
paid, but
It's
I
a-
do
it's
believe
a
this is a
grant.
volunteer fire department.
It's a federal
I
grant, so
believe
it-
it's
it
a
would
volunteer
require
fire department, even though
the-
it's
the
through the
SAM's
city.
login.
So I would think that, the PPE would be
no,
technically
it was
on the
submitted to
person
Rocky
that's
Ford.
Yeah,
volunteering.
but actually applying it has to be.
I could
applied
be
by
wrong
an
in that, though.
agency.
Somebody could
Can't be
correct
applied
me.
By individuals.
And it just says Rocky Ford.
So it would be the city that would have to do this.
So they purchased it and they've already been using the gear?
This is a really weird grant structure where a city covers it and then we're gonna send the money not to the people that paid it out, but to someone else. I'm just confused by that.
Well, this is a FEMA grant, it's a federal
Right.
grant, so it is, it's going to be reimbursable. Almost all of our federal ones are.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm just confused. Like, I would have assumed like it would be simple. It was like, okay, the city's gonna write you this, and then the city's gonna get reimbursed directly, and not we have to send it to this third party, and then negotiate with them or see if they're gonna do it, because we're sending it to 6 different
Is the
people.
city a
One of them could
pass-through?
just leave because hey, they decided to move, got sick, or whatever. Like, instead of getting one check, we've got to track down 6 different checks, even though we pay. I don't know. It's strange to me. is all I'm saying.
For me,
Sounds like a
the city's gonna expense is $1,272 for 6 employees or for 6 volunteers. And maybe just in the future, we need better communication when this is being applied for and letting us know what's going on,
Yep.
not after the
Yeah,
fact.
we've already had that conversation.
And he agreed to everything,
Yes,
was, he
absolutely.
agreed?
Absolutely.
All right, so at this time with this agenda item, what's desire of council?
I want something that says we're gonna get reimbursed.
Yeah, I want something that
Can we
says we.
table it?
can-
Yeah, I think the city attorney said that
didn't
he
the-
could do some.
And you'll
Lawyer
draft something
firm
for
say
us?
that they would write up something for the firefighters to each to sign.
Yeah, I seem to remember that we did something kind of similar for another client for reimbursement where there was also a grant also. So I can certainly work with Stacy and something together. There would be an agreement for the volunteer firefighters to follow through with the reimbursement. I'll take a look into it.
If that's the case, then I'll just make a motion that we table this until we get further guidance from our city attorney and our city manager on that.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have the motion from Councilman Mullin, second from Roberts. Call the vote.
McMurray,
Yes.
Barone,
Yes.
Martinez.
Yes.
Mosby,
Yes.
Robert,
Yes.
Mullins,
Yes.
Mayor Gurley.
Yes. All right. Next item on the agenda, 11.4. This is a purchase order submitted by Rick Long to replace transmission on 2015 Dodge Ram 2500 tradesman utility truck for $59.10. Rick?
So it's pretty self-explanatory. That's what they want to fix it. One of our 15s. Valued asset in the department. We need it, but it's very expensive.
It's also the one we put the plow on.
Yep, it's our plow truck.
Did we get a bid from more than one shop?
No.
Is there more than one shop?
There is, I mean,
There was another bid from.
I think we'd still like to see
It is
I mean,
crazy how much,
that's part of our
money is
process,
laundered
getting
through this
multiple bids.
process, isn't it?
I would like to
I mean,
say,
if it's a Dodge, I think we can also get a bid from Tri-County or Perkins.
They're
I did stop in, talk to.
talking about replacing a
Salute Sarah.
transmission
I
on
find
one
that
of their
Perkins
plow
is
trucks.
actually a lot more reasonable than some of the local shops because the parts come direct from Mopar.
Oh, we gotta have straight Mopar in our
I don't wanna
Dodges.
interrupt, but so who's going to be speaking on this, Rick, or if you guys, if you both want to come up front.
We had more than I had on it.
Yeah, and if you want to come up to the front to the mic, Rick, as well.
So, we had spoke with, Dodge and Lana. They will not replace the transmission. They will rebuild it and we won't have, they won't, guarantee that it won't happen again.
Yeah, they don't put warranties on rebuilt transmissions for some reason. But if you replace a
Because
transmission,
of
you
the
get a
type of
warranty.
transmission, the year that it was made.
Yep.
We went through the same thing. We talked to Absolute about it. Are you guys gonna rebuild it or we can get a new transmission? Because if you're gonna rebuild it, we don't wanna go through the same thing in the next few years. We don't wanna be putting that much more into it. And they said they'll get us a new transmission because it's worthless to rebuild transmission because of the type of transmission. That all it's gonna do is cause the same problem and it's known in 2015 Dodges.
I'd like to see the other bids.
Well, that's fun too.
I mean, if you got one, I mean, it should be submitted with everything.
Take the time. We just won't be able to use that truck this year, so. We'll get them to you, Stacy.
Awesome, thank
One
you.
thing,
Hey,
one thing I'd like to add is
I'm only one person.
I
You
did
guys don't
stop
have to
in,
take
talk
my
to
word
Absolute
for it.
about
That's
it.
my opinion.
I mean, it makes sense.
Well, I mean, everything's supposed to be on multiple,
Robert has a
supposed to have
question.
multiple bids anyway, but,
It's not policy.
Absolute did say that they did quote
Sure it is.
5190, but there could possibly be up to maybe another 300 involved on top of that because it might have to be reprogrammed after it's worked on. They weren't sure on that, so just letting you know on that one.
They added extra.
The second time, so what am I looking at here, the first time?
Bid was lower.
So what's the second bid? All I'm looking at is a 5190, that's all I have.
We can, I'll put together all that stuff and bring it back to you guys.
Okay, and the original miles
Know
on,
better, should know better. And we've got ball joints, we've got whatever, what else is going on? Don't trust in us and that's cool.
but 45,000 miles, that's the original miles? It's not 140, it's 45?
No, 45.
It's just been
45,000
around town.
And ball joints, there's even fronting. I'll give you that one for 800 and something bucks.
Yeah, another $1,000.
That's even going bad on it.
Yeah, I don't know who works on them. Absolute said the last time they had it was in 24, sometime last year, and all they did was an oil change to it then, so.
Yeah, well, then ball joints go out, especially when you throw a plow. We had the heavy snow this last winter, so I mean, that's a given.
Any other, while we have them, any other questions?
No, I'm okay with it. Let's
Oh,
put a trend on that thing.
the new transmission, you said there was it was a known issue with that transmission. Does the new one have a fix for that, or is that we're just gonna expect this to keep
Yeah,
happening?
they changed parts.
Gotcha. Is it
different
like souped up, or is it just a fixed a glitch or something?
A motion to we approve the transmission purchase.
I'd like to have the updated estimate on it now that.
Was this gonna impact services if it takes another 2
We
weeks?
wouldn't have it.
It's the truck, our maintenance drives.
So we're already experiencing service
Drivability issues.
We're, I mean, we don't have a lot of trucks right We'll make do. And
We don't wanna wait
We'll get
until
stuff
next
to you,
year.
Stacy, and you can get it to them and they can decide how. they
Waiting
want.
2 weeks isn't gonna wait. Make it
Sounds like they just beat
Or
the
we could
crap
just
out of
wait
their
until
trucks. Didn't they
transmission is-
just
Are we gonna have
replace
to
the
wait until
transmission
next
in
year,
truck
Tuco, if we
just
wait?
recently?
Couldn't tell you. I mean, we'll have to give her the.
And then we can still get it this year? Before the snow
Trying to
hits?
get somebody to get you a
Do a lot of work with this company that's doing that
They
gave
do,
the,
they do everything for us.
oh, they do everything.
Just don't want to lose the option to get it this.
Well, it would help if my mic was unmuted, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it does help sometimes, but no, I don't. I think that was pretty much the end of the Aguilar thing. They only had those last little 2 things on the agenda. I think that went pretty quick. They didn't let us in. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, seems like Rocky Ford had a lot of shit going on. Hell, and we came in at the end of their stuff too. Like they already blew through the majority of that. I don't know how they got through so much between the time of 6 and when we popped in. But it seems like they got stalled out on that gang violence thing.
Dude, there's so many meetings right now. Pueblo's got their meeting going on. Los Animas has their meeting going on. I think maybe even La Junta. Like, there's quite a few meetings tonight.
Well, I mean, it's pretty normal for most of the places to have a meeting the second, second week of the month and at the fourth week of the month. A lot of places do 2 meetings.
Yeah. Yeah, some do. But you want to watch some more, you say, huh? They go on forever, though. Their meetings go till like 10 o'clock at night sometimes. But there's definitely a lot of different meetings. That's for sure.
Right?
Did Aguilar ever come out of executive session?
Well, that's what I'm saying, John. Look, hold on. I'll bring it back up. Look, this is where I've been sitting. I re-signed back in. Normally it would say
Waiting for the host, right?
Right. Well, right. It would say that, but it's saying it's waiting for the host to start the meeting, which means the host is logged in. So I'm just waiting for them to restart the meeting.
Okay, that's kind of where I'm at too, because that's what mine's doing the same thing. So I wasn't sure I was the only one.
No, I've been signed in for a while, waiting for it to restart. And normally it would say like the host isn't signed in, right? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't think they're going to come back up. I mean, it's already been it's been probably about 45 minutes to an hour by now, right?
At home sleeping already, man.
Right? I hate it when they don't finish it out, though. That's okay. We'll talk to a few people. We'll see what happened at the end there. I was kind of curious on whether they had actually had utility people set up to be hired, because I don't think I've even heard anybody interview for maintenance or anything like that here lately.
I think that their reputation precedes them.
You think?
Yeah. Everything was just fine till you people showed up.
I'm telling you, bro. I just made a mess of things, and I made Tyra cry. Then she probably cried again when she had to go turn herself in.
Like a half dozen times at least. Oh man. I don't know what we're gonna do with you, Mr. People.
I gotta go back and clip that too. I gotta go back. What was that? What live was that? I gotta go back and clip that.
Mr. People.
Mr. People.
Yeah, there you go. Go get you a job there. They need a marshal, code enforcement, treasurer, assistant clerk, uh, gas operator, water operator. Let's see what else they need. I don't know. That's just off the top of my head. So, you people tried that, but it didn't work. I think they were on to him. I don't know how they got on to him, but they was on to him. He tried going undercover and getting a job with the city of Aguilar, but
Well, let's be honest. I technically volunteered for the town of Aguilar for what was it, like 4 or 5 days? I ended up like working with the town of Aguilar. I got to drive the brand new truck that they got. I got to go and play with all their keys and go and play inside the maintenance place, and I got to play in there for a little bit, and then they told me I'm not hired.
not hard. Oh man, golly. Yeah, I guess.
No, well, kind of. They like to have you do a lot of things in Aguilar. So Aguilar is like one of those places. It's so small town. They expect you to be like code enforcement, sheriff, emergency management, dog catcher, meter reader. They expect you to do all that for like $14 an hour. But they'll pay Stephanie $30 an hour because she's the only one in the office right now.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I'm going to get my core request.
Well, we'll see. That makes it even more difficult there on you, U.S. They really don't take kindly to strangers. Again, this is the town, the whole, like, I would say the town is only about 150 people in town. Census says about 456 people occupy the town of Aguilar. And I'm going to tell you, everybody knows everybody. And if they don't know you, they ain't going to trust you, especially after we were there. Sorry, I kind of ruined that for all the people coming in. That was my bad again. I'm going to
It's
apologize
14
for
an
that.
hour with benefits. With benefits.
Oh shit, I thought it fuck. For a second there, I thought it said mac and cheese and $18 an hour. That's what I thought it said for a second. You drove through it. You blink, you miss it. Don't blink.
Where did you drive through? MacD's? Fuck. Brake is on the left. Brake is on the left. Yeah. That's funny shit, dude. Yeah, the benefits. They'll give you some benefits, man. They got a great benefit plan.
Hey, didn't you have a dentist out there?
Up in the mountains, another tale to be told. There are some financial burdens, big things are about to unfold. Some workers are quitting, some want a raise. Boss lady don't care because she still got paid. Welcome to Aguilar. We don't even have a bar. In case you haven't kept up, you can't make this shit up. There is hell to pay with the tyrants away. A change of the lock so they can't milk the clocks. The town's in a rut, some are spilling their guts. The feds are set to invade, cause FGM ain't paid.
I'm gonna have to change those to Siete. Still ain't. But all in all,
Welcome to Aguilar. Don't even have a bar. You haven't kept up. You can't make this shit up. Welcome to Aguilar, where they'll burn your car. We don't even have a bar. In case you have kept up, you can't make this shit up.
can't make it up. John, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry, man. You jumped in as I started playing the song.
Damn it, John.
Nah, you're all good.
Can't make this shit up.
So what were you gonna say? Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued. What were you gonna say?
Don't Tyra got a court date coming up here soon? I heard she was on the docket.
She is on the docket. Oh wait, it was for today, wasn't it? No, it's for
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So yeah, so they actually had it on the docket as one of the cases was supposed to be heard in the morning, and when I talked to the clerk of courts out there today, that's more or less like an appearance ticket. She's gonna go in and they're gonna tell her you gotta come back at 1:30 in person for your arraignment. So, I mean, unless they're setting everything up, and maybe how at arraignment they'll offer you a deal. Maybe that's what they want to talk to her about too. So the first docketed thing is actually kind of like a private meeting. So they're kind of meeting behind the scenes, I guess. I don't know.
She should just take the deal.
Right. I'm sorry, Kinetic. I'm sorry I missed you. I shouldn't have missed you if I was there in town, unless I wasn't there. If I wasn't in town, it's probably how I missed you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think she should just probably take the deal, dude. I don't see why not. It's a good deal.
Well,
Whatever.
how do we even know what the deal is?
It don't matter. It's probably going to be better than what she's going to get after she gets caught lying in court. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't, yeah. Yeah, man.
All of those are gone. I had to wipe my computer. Fuck. Robert's got the flash drive with that too. I did have
I got it.
the clip. I did have the clip, but I don't have it anymore.
I got the clip around. It's still around. Got all that stuff, but yeah, you know, ain't gonna make it too far. Who's that guy?
That's John Denicola, isn't it?
John Denicola, right?
Yeah, that's John Denicola right there.
Thought so.
You remember that, right, John?
He's got that picture. That was the one right
We
before.
take a great group photo, don't we?
Yeah, that was right before you was
Yeah, we
fined
do.
like $500 or something. Yeah, I remember that. Flashing money that day, I think.
Mickey Mouse t-shirt. Hell yeah. Only the best attire when we go cop watching.
That's right. That was town meeting day right there, boy.
Oh, yeah. That was a town meeting day. So you got to look extra special. Killing me over here. Uh-oh.
Hey, what about something like this? Is this fitting enough?
In the town of Aguilar, just trouble in the air. Mayor into spending like she just don't care. Violating rights with a metal flare. Town under investigation, feds everywhere. The money's gone missing every single dime. Linda says it's fine, but we think it's a crime. The budget's like a riddle with no rhyme. While the town hall is filled with swine. Here at Aguilar, we love your toxic water so. Gotta let it and it makes us glow. No flashlight needed wherever we go. Linda's got us laughing with each and every single whoa.
Whoa. Shit. Yeah, you like that one there? That's yeah. Not too shabby.
What's up, Gregory? Hell yeah. I don't think they're coming back. I don't think they're coming back. Look where we're still at. I don't think we're coming back. Yeah. I'm just going to drop this down.
It's all John's fault.
It is all John's fault.
You don't think it's coming back, huh?
No, I don't think it's
I
coming back.
don't think they were beginning.
So we haven't played this one much over here on the YouTube, but a lot of people was really liking this here jam. You know, I got it over there on the YouTube, but on the Facebook, they were loving this one. I mean, look at that face. She couldn't have been busted. Way. Leave those poor women in the office alone. They're just doing their job.
In Aguilar, tyrant toll, 17 years of trust. In a little town of 400 where the mountains gather dust. She wore many hats, clerk at men, treasurer too. With a checkbook in her hands, the town's fate was due. They came to see me, with their warrants and their frowns. We're hunting for 26 grand that vanished from the town. reservoirs run dry. A class 4 felony left the funding high and dry. The water's running low and the builders are in pain. They peered into the coffers and found a gaping stain. It's the town administrator blues, a tune that's bittersweet, while the town divides in shadows neath the Colorado heat.
Yeah. Busted. Dang, that sucks, man. She was our best friend, you people. Now, you know, we used to have her on the
Well,
show all the time. I
yeah.
don't think she's coming on the show anymore, man.
Well, she stopped coming on the show after I made her cry for like the 5th time.
I thought she stopped coming on the show about the time she went on AC shit show.
That could possibly very well be.
I forget. We'll have to go see when it was the last time. Because technically she's been on the show since then because, you know, some of those intimate phone calls, you know, but she didn't know she was on the show then, I don't think. So I don't know if that counts.
Oh, I think she knew. I think she knew. We were live.
Right. And then Joe Porras, he moved on. I don't think he's going to come on the show no more.
No.
Adam, he got paid. I don't think he's coming on the show no more. Right. So,
Right.
man, ain't nobody from Aguilar administrative side want to come on the show no more, man. I don't. We had so many of them on the show. We had solutions, you know. Man.
Yeah, I mean, things were working out. I mean, things were getting done, and then all of a sudden it was just straight stop. And everything has been tabled, or Linda's taking care of it.
Yeah, she's taking care of it. She's getting it done. She would have been there 6 years ago. Just imagine where we could have been. You know? Because pretty much I think we're covering the exact same agenda items over and over in a loop. The whole time that Erlinda's been mayor. The whole time that Donald was mayor. So they just keep showing the same bullshit on the agenda. Like, it's proven. You can just go back and look through the agendas. And like every third meeting or something, you'll see the same damn thing pop back up, right? Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. You've seen enough of these agendas in these town meetings to know exactly what I'm saying. They're just stuck in the twilight zone or something, dude, just in a fucking loop. And nobody pays attention or knows or says anything or whatever. It's always just the exact same things over and over, and nothing ever gets done. I still have never, ever, ever seen a vote go through on an ordinance in that town. So I don't think they understand how to even run a city, let alone what they're getting themselves into, you know. So,
well, I mean, we know that they don't know how to run a city. And again, John brought it up. John brought this up last time we did a show. And I still have not heard, but I do know that there is still something up on a docket in February. Am I right, John?
That is true. There are 3 days that are earmarked for the town of Aguilar.
And in case you don't know, here, let me let you know.
With still nothing completed, residents are beginning to question the town's finances.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Period. And I would love the administration to tell me I'm wrong. To tell the community we're wrong.
Wrong.
Show us where the money's going. Show us why the audits are taking so long.
13 Investigates asked the mayor if there are any financial concerns with the town. He says there aren't.
Just like you know, this is CFA construction. We have a moment with the trustees before you go into executive session.
I'm sorry.
CFA construction, we would like to speak publicly to the trustees before you go into executive session. Is that possible? Is it allowed? Yeah.
Possible, yes, I want to hear it. It's kind of important. It pertains to it, I think. That would be important to hear for.
Pertains to what?
You owe me $700,000. It's pretty simple.
Oh, my goodness. I'd like to hear what he has to say. We'd all like to hear what he has to say, but you, Vernon? Well, we know he hasn't been paid. $700,000 is a lot of money. Just
Cause commotion like turning that out. We just want the trustees to know where we stand and what's going to take place on Monday.
Oh,
I hear now. Sir, could you please stand and let us know? I gotta ask you if I can.
I don't know why we're going into executive session under this anyway. I believe it, transparency needs to be happening anyway on all of this.
considering the past, I think transparency is good. Sunshine on everything. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Is there another attorney on here?
No, he's gone.
That's an attorney, isn't it? He's your attorney, right? Right, right. I'm Baxter Kirk, president. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And
So-
you're the contractor?
That's correct.
Okay.
You didn't know that? See, I think you owe $700,000 for months?
I've been on for 3 weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're new. Well, guess what? So unfortunately, we're sympathetic with your issues. We kind of followed along with some of the things. I don't know what's fact, fiction, or what. However, we entered into a contract late with you guys, had trouble getting this under contract, pushed us into the winter. We experienced additional expenses. We never asked for those additional expenses. We ended up doing half again more earthwork than we were supposed to do. We delivered the project on a weekly basis. Your water attorney weekly stressed the requirement that you guys were able to take on water. We finished the project. It's my understanding your engineering firm quit the last week of construction, or what, I don't know exactly what you call quit or resigned. So for that, I don't know what the trustees know. Mr. McDaniels has been direct correspondent with my council. We had a budget meeting day before yesterday in my office. Our year end is coming up. We've budgeted a large amount of money. We're going to sue the town of Aguilar, SGM, Tyra, Ken Torres, and that's going to happen Monday afternoon. So we've given everybody every opportunity to get us paid. This is a significant amount of money. And a lot of this work was done in February. And here it is late July and I've not been paid. My patients are running thin. I've kind of looked the other way here, but I'm at the end. We're going to have to take.
I didn't hear your name.
I'm Baxter Kirkland. Yeah, my father built the sewage plant with the plaque on the wall, and I painted the damn building when I was a little kid. I am, a pretty close community here. And I'm very upset that I'm being treated this way.
We are too.
Well, meanwhile, you got attorneys and consultants that get paid to sit here and drag this out. I don't know about the money situation. I don't know why you can't pay us. Well, my understanding is you're under federal investigation now, is what our understanding is. So we just want to bring it to your attention. That's what's going to happen. And unfortunately, the 700 is going to be a lot bigger number when this is over. So.
Which numbers?
700.
Well, you owe us 700 and some thousand right now. By the time we go through the courts, might as well just double it. You're going to lose. You're under contract.
Okay, so I'm looking at the May statement. So on May 3rd, I see a payment going out of 682,000 to CFA. Did you receive that?
I don't know. Probably, if it says it went out. You owe us, in addition to that, you owe us 700,000. Yeah, that's another thing. You guys budgeted $6 million for this project. I built it for $3,018,000. You have a grant and a loan for $6 million and I built it for $3,018,000.
And then there's 3 million left on
So that's enough said. We're
And
gonna,
then I see another payment going out of 758,000 on April 10th.
probably, but you're only paid up to about 2 million and something. You owe $700,000.
I'm just trying to confirm that you received.
Well, I wouldn't know the month payments, ma'am. I have lots of projects. I know where you stand right now. You owe us $700 and some thousand. Your attorney has agreed that you owed it? We have it on record from your attorney in writing. We have it on record from the engineering firm that well, I'm sorry, you've only been here 3 weeks. We have from your counsel, from your engineer that we completed the job, accolades that we did a great job and that you owe the money, but I haven't been paid.
No, well, I mean, obviously, if we owe you money, we owe you money. I'm just trying to, like I said, get.
Well, maybe you can get that, in executive session. Thank you, y'all.
Sorry.
Damn.
He wasn't a happy camper.
No, he's still not a happy camper because they still haven't been paid.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny because the name that keeps coming up in these conversations is Ken Torres.
Right?
You know, it's funny how that happens, right?
Well, I mean, his hands have been pretty much in everything. I'm surprised that it's not in the playground as well.
He's a handy kind of guy.
You said handy, not handsy, right? Just want to make sure I heard it correctly. Because I've heard handsy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ken, where you been, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? And you know the funny part is you never see Ken at a meeting. You never see Ken in town at all. Period. Even though he's still like the engineer of this augmentation pond, he does not come in. He does not give any reports. Nothing.
He's their building inspector too.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
let's not forget that the engineer engineered the project incorrectly.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting points too is that Mr. Kirkland over there pointed out that he built the ponds for $3,018,000, right?
Right.
The town was given the grant money for $6.8 million. So where did the other $3.7 million go?
Well, if you heard Mr. Baxter Kirkland there, he made it very clear they're under federal investigation. Okay, CBI is not federal. CBI is the one who just charged Tyra with what she was charged with. So if people are paying attention, there's still a federal investigation.
Right.
So and I mean we kind of like joked around about it a while back, and then we were kind of tight-lipped about it. But at this point, like, they've got enough information where it doesn't really quite matter what we say anymore, you know? At this point, they're probably running that shit by a grand jury or something, you know? Like, they've got plenty of information, dude, and there's so much money missing. But a good portion of those millions, John, would be the federal charges, not the state charges in what I assume. So that's why I think we're not hearing where the rest of that money went, right? Because so far I think they called her out on like 24,000 roughly or something like that. So
26.
yeah, something roughly in that area. So that's like chump change compared to what we know was misappropriated at the very least. So there's and they commingled all those funds. They just put everything into one fund. So kind of made it all federal money when you do that. So
It's funny too because the new mayor is always sitting there and saying how they're trying to do everything on the up and up, and she's already commingled money in her administration herself. So she's guilty of doing the same thing as the as the predecessors did.
well, and well, I would also say that I have a suspicion of fraud with her from when they took that trip to Denver. Remember that?
Oh yeah, where they were supposed. We were told that they were
Fraud.
going to pay for their own hotel, and
Yeah,
then it
Right.
cost $1,000.
right. And
Right.
I mean that's a lot of money, dude. $1,000. And that's on the books as well. Um, yeah, lot of things there. You got Stephanie, she's payroll, right? So she handles all the payroll. You got Sarah, who's been administrative leave with no pay for some time now. The maintenance guy left. So
Both of them left.
yeah, I think both of them left. So
Well, that's kind of what I was waiting to hear on tonight. They were going to do an executive session for the utility people. Like, I don't understand how that all of a sudden became a private matter. I Unless you're trying to hire somebody that you don't want people to know who it is, but eventually everybody's going to find out who it is because they're out there doing maintenance. So the word's going to get out there either way. I'm just trying to figure out the game on why the utility people went into executive session. That's what I'm trying to figure out tonight.
right. Yeah, I don't know. If he was a fly on the wall.
Well, I hope they went over to the old place to do the executive session.
I mean, that air conditioner is still sitting nice, so
I haven't seen it messed with. The dust was still pretty good on it. So I think we're good.
might have our fly in place. You just never know.
Yeah, I don't think they're coming back from the executive session.
And I don't.
No, they're not. I'm sitting here watching it. Just
And I
still,
don't
I'm
think
just
Sarah's
sitting here
coming
watching
back
it.
from her administrative leave.
What's that?
I don't think Sarah's coming back from her administrative leave.
I don't think so. But
And she was the clerk as well. Remember that too, right?
Right. Well, I kind of want to take bets. I kind of want to take bets on who the new utility people are going to be. I'm just going to take a wild guess and a wild throw at the dartboard and say it's going to be JP and Isaiah.
JP baby all the way. Woo! He'll drink that water, dude. So that's like a plus.
Right.
You don't even have to buy him bottled water. He'll drink the tap water, dude.
Right. He's proven it. He'll drink the tap water, no problem.
Right. That's cost savings right there, bro. And we can pay him 20 an hour or something,
Yeah.
give him a company truck and shit. City
Well,
truck.
I mean, they were doing that for Derek, right? Like anytime they needed him, it was $20 an hour, no ifs,
Right.
ands, or buts, and
Yeah.
so they were doing that for Derek, and now that Stephanie's up and taken both the wages for the office ladies.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they bring in an office lady, does she go back down to $15 an hour?
No. No, she's locked in, baby. Locked in. So she's sticking right there.
Okay. So anyways, I say my vote is JP and Isaiah that are going to be the new utility people, and they're going to get paid $25 an hour.
Nothing like a conflict of interest.
Well, I mean, technically it would be a conflict because he was fired for drinking on the job for Aguilar. So if he gets rehired, I think that would be a big conflict of interest that they fired him for drinking and driving one of the vehicles there while drinking, because some crazy people like to look inside vehicles and
No
find twisted tea cans at the bottom of the work trucks.
We know a lot of those drunk drivers there in that town. It's not a conflict. It's not a competition either. So, yeah.
Whatever do you mean?
Except for the women, there's a little bit of competition there. But yeah, you know who that is.
Do I?
Yeah, that one guy that can't never write out a whole cuss word.
Oh, that's right. The one guy that can't write out a whole cuss word and can't even like speak to anybody or do anything.
Yeah, he can't. He's not allowed to like come up or nothing.
He's in witness protection.
Yeah,
He's in witness protection.
And protected under her wing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under the wing still, I think. Some people, can't teach him nothing. Tried to set that guy straight and put him on the right path, man, but he could have came to the light, He chose to stay on the dark side. He says, I've never seen anything, nothing. Show me. Show me then. Right? I remember when he was saying all that. He never, we had him on the show and yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter how many times we show him. It
Yeah,
doesn't,
he doesn't want to see it, right? He keeps closing his eyes every time. And we know who else is next. You got the ex-mayor that the town has no financial concerns while the town was in serious financial concern. You see what I mean? He's going to be wrapped up in state and federal charges. Let's see who else. Gerald Baudino's been there the whole time.
Hey, you know what I'm curious about? I'm curious if they're going to look into the attorneys that were representing the town at the time of all this stuff occurring.
And I think they should.
Well, I mean, that's a definite. I think any attorney that was a part of their legal team at that point in time definitely needs to be investigated, not only for the simple fact of what we witnessed, but holy gosh, what did we not witness? What kind of weird sideways deals did this guy go, yeah, that's okay?
It raises a ton of questions, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, look at Butchmere over there. Butchmere, that guy, he said, rein him in. And how does the person that's supposed to be reigning end up reigned? How does that work, John?
I wish I could answer that question. I have no idea.
I mean, that's an epic AI video right there where, you know, some guy trying to rein a horse in and the horse turns around and reins it. That's like a Looney Tunes cartoon right there, man. Hell yeah. I need to get better at this AI video stuff.
It kind of reminds me of Wile E. Coyote. You know, always coming up short and getting his ass blown to pieces. That guy.
I don't know, but I like a lot of the water lawyer. We didn't hear much from the water lawyer at all. Period. Like the water lawyer was
Hey, hold
avoiding
on,
us like
yeah,
the plague.
but what we did hear from him was very, very clear, and we caught it on the record. And he said that we need Tyra to be able to sign for this shit, and Tyra to have the authority to be able to maneuver this money around. You remember that?
Yeah.
They had to put an ordinance through, right, to make her the administrator because that gave her that authority. She was only just a clerk until then, basically. So fucking he definitely
And
part into that.
and if memory serves me,
And as
he,
hold on, sorry, John. As a lawyer, his advisement to the board means something. You see what I'm saying? Like he's like, you should do this, you have to do this, you should do this. Well, that's what got him in all the fucking trouble, was letting that bitch have access to all that fucking money on her own with no checks and balances, right? Like, so he played a huge part. Is all I'm saying. Go ahead, John. Sorry.
well, it also brings into question if this is the same attorney who was discussing things that were discussed in executive session with a news reporter with Ken Torres. You know, if memory serves, I would think that that's a violation of the Open Meetings Act, one. And as as an attorney, I would think that there's some kind of ethical issues there. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
The issue is there's no ethics there. And I'm not wrong. So, nepotism is the bestatism. So, they're all a bunch of kissing cousins and shit, dude. Just saying. That town will be off our radar here soon. We're just, we're only covering it now, wrapping it up, guys. We spent a lot of time over there. A lot of these investigations are coming to a head here soon. And there's going to be a lot of people that learn, So we did a lot of work. There's a large group of us that actually participated, and thanks to everybody who did participate, because that's what makes the shit happen. And not most of it wasn't even public or on the show. A lot of it happens behind the scenes, but we finally got to that time where we're hopefully going to be seeing a string of busted faces up here, So I think we're pretty close there. I think there's more people than we know that are gonna be tied into this shit. So as far as the public, right? Like more than they know, I think, or more than they would assume or
Well,
think to assume.
I would have to think of, like, just off the top of my head, the recalled mayor, the former mayor, the recalled mayor's wife who sat on the board.
Well, what's nice with the feds and the CBI both is, they got access to all the accounts and where everything's moving to. And so I bet I would assume that we're going to see that link to Mama Becky and Steve, who were super leave those alone. Our daughter been through the mill, blah 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 blah. Poor her, she's the victim, and helping her out. they were friends with that lawyer that came in, different things like that, allegedly. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it reach out of government, is my point, right? Like we know a lot of the government that was involved into that RICO Act, but I think we're going to see it reach outside of that government circle as well. Do you agree?
It is possible, and it does. I will say this, and again, this is why I think the attorney should be investigated as well, is because one of the former attorneys was caught on video having a secret meeting with her parents before the town hall meeting. What was discussed in that meeting, and
Right.
why is it that the parents of the clerk and the administrator at the time are meeting with the new attorney for the town
Right.
the same night he's coming in?
And we caught him on video leaving their place of business with them as the meeting was getting ready to get going. So like there's no doubt about it. It's not speculation. You know, that is what happened. So why it happened is the question, right? And what did they speak about? So I agree with you there. And I think all
Well,
this stuff is going to be highly traceable. I don't think these they don't have the type of business we do, right? So they are going to be able to pull the cell phone records. They already have, right? So like they're tracing that shit. So they'll find communications with that lawyer and her parents. It's not going to be hard for them to find, right? Because um there's a possibility that they were the ones pulling the strings here and telling her what to do. We found that they weren't shy with taking money from the government when they took those PPP that PPP money. You know, they didn't mind that.
well, let's not forget too that the other, and again, like I said, just off the top of my head, we're talking the two former mayors, the one of the mayor's wives who sat on the council, Gerald, I believe Bob, because Bob sat on the council at one point in time. Um, if memory serves, there was another gentleman who I think worked for the town at one point that was also a former mayor. He may get called into question. Unfortunately, that's just the way it kind of, because again, it's all going to roll downhill and it's going to fall on
Well,
the previous
we've seen
administration.
paperwork. We've seen the paperwork that they've invested in and found fraud all the way back to 2017. No problem so far. So, how much further they go back, I'm not gonna say, but 2017 is a long time. So we know at least whoever's been involved with that government since 2017 till present is subject to investigation, right? We could say that safely.
Oh yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's my assumption at least, and I think it's a good one. Because it's already knowledge out there that 2017 it was happening. Money was being moved where it shouldn't be moved. Checks possibly being cashed with false signatures. All that type of rigmarole they were running through.
And let's not forget something else too, because the same town administrator and former clerk was having a slew of lawsuits, civil lawsuits being filed against her during this time. And I think that her debts were accumulated up to about $30,000.
On top of multiple bankruptcies during that time.
Right.
Right. And I've got the paperwork to prove that one. On all their ends. Stephanie's, Sarah's, Joe's, Everybody in that town has filed for bankruptcy multiple times, including Tyra. Multiple times.
And you know that's part of the investigation, right? Like that's what I mean. Like these guys here are able to pull that information into a web so easy. And they've been at this for at least 2 years now that we know of for sure. So I mean, Tyra's not the only one. There's more to come. And we stopped covering Aguilar about a year or so ago now, I think. We touch base on it every once in a while, but it's not been a focus. And we've just sat back and waited. And CBI was doing their thing behind the scenes. And so are the feds. So they just made their own strike. I think there's more to come, is all I'm saying.
Well, and the I got to say the town didn't even see them operating there. So, I mean, they weren't as blunt as us. They really weren't. They weren't as blunt as us. They're not going to run around with cameras. They're not going to run around in their CBI jackets or their FBI jackets. They ain't going to do that shit.
That was the difference, though. Like, we went there with intent to help. Like, we actually went there, asked the right questions, provided solutions, put in lots and lots of hours of work digging out the truth, you know. Yeah, dude. I mean, we did a lot of work for them. And then by the time they
unknowingly.
And we just tried to help. Like, we were trying to help. The CBI and the feds that just got robbed, they're not trying to help.
No.
They're not
no.
They're gonna hit people with criminal charges and fucking tie them right up. So
well, and that's one of the main issues right there is we came in to help. We came in to expose it before it got to a point that it's getting to now.
Right. It could have been fixed. It really could have been fixed. They could have changed trajectory, 3 years ago, when we started in at it with them and pointed out all this obvious shit that would have been easy to fix, But like I said earlier, they're just repeating the same agenda year after year after year. We've seen it. It's the same topics over and over. No real ordinance has ever been passed in any fucking council meeting we ever covered there. So it's just a circus.
Well, they fake passed ordinances.
Well, emergency. They have put through emergency ordinances, but no real ordinances, right?
Yeah, but Vern's right. Even in an emergency ordinance, that thing only lasts like 90 days.
90 days,
and
right.
unless you make it permanent, it's not a permanent thing.
Right.
But
let's just say Vern's bust. They made that ordinance and they made an emergency.
Right.
Within 90 days, they ran him through the court and handled him. You see? So
that's
all they needed. That's all they need in most of these cases with these ordinances is it to last 90 days so they can target who they wanted to, right? So they've never put in an actual ordinance and had a second reading and all that shit ever. So not in any of the meetings I've covered there. So out of all the years I covered there. So they're not even trying to do things right. Like something as simple as, hey, this is how you do an ordinance, and presenting it to them so they could understand. They didn't want to understand. They took it as we're the fucking enemy. No, this is how you have to do it. Same as when we'd have our fucking 3 minutes up there to speak and they wanted to tell us what we could and couldn't say. No, bitch, you don't get to tell me what I can and can't say. You get to shut the fuck up and listen, right? Otherwise, it's fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out, right? Like, we tried teaching them, dude, and we did it, out of the kindness of our hearts, really, especially in the town of Aguilar. And it was a good little town. It should not have been hard to fix the problems. And now look at where they're at, dude, because not only did the administration not want to fix the problems, but the citizens wanted to turn a blind eye to it. And they're still
Yeah,
turning
but
a blind eye to it to this fucking day.
well,
It cost
they're
them
they're turning a blind eye to it, in my opinion, and I think John can agree with me with the earlier stats that were put out. You know, $6.8 million loan and grant, and dude did it for half, and you got 3 million still out there. You know what I'm saying? Or are you really going to rat the person out that put like 100 grand into your bank account when you really needed it? But you know, you can't claim that 100 grand, so you got to bury it for a little bit and just use it sparingly. Don't go crazy and buy like a new camper or do like a whole like graduation party with caterers and porta potties and a band and don't do any
yeah, all
don't do no flashing.
that shit, because all that shit is traceable. And that's what I mean, dude. That was all federal money, dude. That shit, it's terrible when you look at who all's really gonna end up sucked into this whole thing. You know, we aim at the government to get rid of the tyrants, and this time I think we might have sucked in a few side people in this little vortex and exposed a couple citizens as well that were doing dirty deeds, you know. And I'll tell you right now, the CBI nor the feds give a fuck if they're just civilians or they're the government. It doesn't matter either way to them when you rob them. I promise you. When you fucking steal millions of dollars from the federal government, it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. They're gonna get you. Oh, shit, man. And the pond's still not complete, guys. Just so you know, all these years later, millions and millions and millions of dollars, still not even close to complete, last I knew.
Well, it was supposed to be done. It was supposed to be done this month. It was supposed to be done in October, right? Or did they kick it back to December?
Maybe December 2 years from now.
I don't know, but maybe it was November. I don't know because they keep kicking the finish date around.
They're gonna have to refund it again, dude. Because I'm telling you, that Baxter Kirkland is not gonna come back and finish that fucking pond again, dude. Especially the way it was engineered the first time. You see? So
well, no, because the story.
Who's gonna pay him to come rework the fucking thing?
Well, you know, and this is a kind of a funny. This is kind of what gets me because this is what gets me because if you listen to Vernon asking the mayor, does Ken Torres have two separate contracts? She avoided answering the question. She knows he's got two different contracts. She's, you know what I mean? And she's avoiding the question because they don't want to cough up the contracts and what's in them. Because I'm telling you right now, this guy is making a killing. He's making a killing with writing the grants because he was the grant writer for the original augmentation pond plan, right? So you know he got a percentage for writing the grant. They won't release how much money he got for writing that grant. Why?
Well, and
Then
you
got to look at the
can
fact that his wife's company, what was that, Diamond? She's the one that's hauling the dirt in and out of there. So
right.
again, same family. There's all this money going out the door, paying them. I don't know, man. That raises a lot of questions for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, but you know that you can have multiple contracts with the same person, right? So what I think happened is they drafted a new contract just to shut Vern up, right? Like, look, here's that contract the way that you wanted it. But then he's still underneath old contract because they didn't cancel the old contract as well. That's the way I think that they're handling Ken. I think that they're paying him on multiple streams still in multiple areas. If I can get a hold of the payroll like we were before, then I could tell you definitely yay or nay on that one. But again, on their
'Cause those
payroll
were
before,
accurate.
well, yeah, the payroll before, like they were doing like 3 separate payments to the same people. It was weird. Like they had a lot of different payments going to the same people. So I don't know.
One day I'll go around the country trying first.
Yeah, I'm sure all those were accurate that you received.
Right? Along
like
with the budgets. Along with the budgets. Those budgets were right to the T. You know, I don't
Those
we started,
spreadsheets were magnificent.
oh, I'm telling you, I can see how they fooled the government so well in just letting them pass those things. They were just spot on. Not a single mistake in there.
right. Well, they're getting better, and you know that because, well, when we came in that door, I don't know, 3 years or so ago of Aguilar, those ladies were making $14 an hour, and now $30 an hour. That they must have learned something in all that time, right? So to go from, more than double your pay from the time we got there disposing them until now. So I'm just saying. Yeah, they were all getting 14. I remember too. I think the maintenance guys were getting like 16, 17, big bucks. So,
You know what I'm curious about? I'm curious about all those boxes of documents that went out the door during the CBI investigation. That's what I'm curious
well,
about.
that's one thing that the CBI isn't going to be able to get their hands on. Because sadly, those documents are likely destroyed, man. Like that's my assumption. All those documents we seen leave that office with Sarah and Stephanie were never coming back to the office, right? Those were good sized boxes. They looked heavy. I mean, who knows what information was in there and who knows where it went. But I don't think the CBI is going to end up with access to those.
Well, my thing is you're going to take paperwork out of there. So doesn't that create a blank somewhere? Like whatever information is missing, you're going to know that it's missing.
Yeah, but like that's what the auditor's finding, right? And so they have to write it off. Like we're oblivious, we don't know. And so they have to sign that type of shit on the paper. They have to sign off on the audits because they can't be completed because they're oblivious, right? Basically.
Well, and then on top of it, how many times did we see that shredder truck come into town?
All
Right?
the time, right? Like who the hell shreds that many papers, dude?
Dude,
In
I'm
that
telling
little
you.
town? I don't see the shredder truck here like that, dude. In Walsenburg, I don't see the shredder truck here like that. Sorry. So, and hell, they just got busted in a scandal. So, yeah, I don't know if they burned them, if they stuffed their mattresses with them, whatever. But I don't think those papers ever returned to the office. And like John pointed out, like they left during the investigation. They took those paperwork while they were under investigation, no doubt.
You know, I'm not a betting man, but I would wonder if one of the people that took those documents out of there maybe held on to a couple real incriminating ones just in case, just in case something happened, you know. And I'm just curious as to whether or not maybe that did happen and that person goes running to try and save their own bacon.
Well, hey, you people caught them pulling him way out of the boats, man. They give
Yeah.
you people a job there for a little bit. They let them volunteer, and he was watching stuff, and they went into the garage area, and like into some paperwork boxes in there, and they
Yeah.
took paperwork out of there as well. Like that was like filed away from forever ago type shit, probably, right? But the problem is they were getting along doing this for so long before we came that they thought they were untouchable, right? There were so many things that were going in their favor for so long for them to be able to continue to just keep taking money. So what's terrible is they took all this money and they still needed to file bankruptcy over and over and over and over. Like, how does that add up? That's baffling me.
Well, I mean, you can't claim that money, right? Like, you can't claim it, even though
Dude, you have to claim it. These are fucking payroll transfers.
yeah, but there's
No, I'm
been
not
plenty.
saying all of them, but I mean, we
No,
know
but there's been
thousands were payroll transfers.
well, right, and in those payroll transfers, nothing was deducted from them, and that's what caught the CBI and FBI's eye as well. In fact, that's what they're pretty much going after her for, is that small amount on the state level first. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. They're going after her on the state level because of those transactions that came out of the payroll systems, but nothing was deducted. No federal tax, no state income tax, no health care, no nothing was taken out of that money. It was just directly deposited. Plus, it didn't even match her salary, right? So, like, even roughly anywhere near what she should have made in a week. So, yeah, there's a lot of questions with a lot of that money that's out there. I still have.
And let's not forget something else, that all three of the women that were working in the town hall, right, admitted that they were taking money out of the petty cash, right? So how much money was taken out of that petty cash that never made it back into that? You know, it starts raising a lot of questions when money goes missing. And here you all are admitting that you were taking money out of the petty cash accounts.
Well, and you even had the auditor sitting there saying that, well, look, they don't have their cash to check ratio going into their banks are completely way off. Like, the cash balance doesn't equal up to what it should, nor does the check balance. So I mean, it's been proven these last couple of audits that have gotten done, that apparently the person that does all of that stuff doesn't know how to do that stuff. Otherwise, things would match up.
Oh, and let's not forget this, that they had $90,000 that they had paid out to a company to do the audits that didn't do the audits. They kind of prepared it, I guess. I don't even know. I mean, but the work product, they ended up having to pay $90,000 to get that work product sent over to, I believe, Mr. Ray.
Yeah. I don't know, John. I don't know.
They got money to blow. I'm just saying. No financial concerns. So,
well, and that's, I mean, maybe that's what the old mayor meant, is that they had no financial concern. They, as far as who was on the board at that point in time, had no financial concerns. Maybe he was just talking about themselves and not so much the town.
At that time, the town's business still wasn't the town's business.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I mean, there's that. But I don't know. We've been at it 2.5 hours though. I suppose we'll see what else comes on Aguilar here in the near future. Keep everybody updated on it. But
hey, let's not forget, if you're in the Los Animas area tomorrow at 1:30, you too can attend the wonderful arraignment of Miss Avia at Los Animas Courthouse. Come on down, make it into a party, have some fun.
Right. Might see Adam there.
Hey, bring the whole family.
Adam might show up for support. He loves that bitch.
That was mean. That was mean.
Right. Oh shit. All right, guys. I'm gonna throw up a little music.
Oh, that's what I
All
figured.
right.
Bounce up.
Good night,
out.
everybody.
Appreciate
Thanks for coming
everybody.
in.
It's been fun. Good time.
Yeah, I'm unstoppable, never hit the brakes. Got that fire in my soul, no matter what it takes. Cruising down the coast, sun setting in my rear. Chasing dreams daily, ain't got room for fear. World keeps turning, feel the rhythm in my chest. Every setback's just a lesson, man, I'm built for this test. I'm on that grind, hustle hard, no time for the weak. Got my eyes on the prize, yeah, victory's what I seek. I'm unstoppable, I don't slow down, I won't stop, it's go time, I wear the crown. The world keeps burning, but I rise above. My spirit's unbreakable, fueled by love. No time for games, I'm focused on the win. Keep pushing forward, let the journey begin. Late nights, bright lights, yeah, I'm in my zone. Every challenge that I face just sharpens my throne. Ain't wasting time on this stupid shit. I'm stacking wins, got my eyes on the summit. From the bay to the lake, feel the vibe in the air. Got my crew by my side, we rolling without a care. From the bottom to the top, we're breaking all the chains. Living life unfiltered, yeah, we're dancing in the rain. I'm unstoppable, I don't slow down, I won't stop, it's go time, I wear the crown. The world keeps burning, but I rise above. My spirit's unbreakable, fueled by love. No time for games, I'm focused on the win. Keep pushing forward, let the journey begin. But when the storm hits, I just stand tall. No fear in my heart, I won't ever fall. With every step I take, I'm carving out my fate. Unstoppable force, man, I'm never late.